Isn't it fantastic to be here tonight? We were all worried, I suppose, going up Saturday that was it going to be the end of could there have been a breakup and kind of things, and that sort of stuff was running through my head anyway, I'll tell you.
No, look, I think obviously the first half was disappointing, but half time we reassessed and just said it wasn't good enough, really. That was it, really. There wasn't a lot roared in the dressing room. It was very calm. It was just said that the stats showed that it wasn't good enough, you know. So
would you get a fair feed of stats in there at half time now? I'm out of this management a long time now.
Yeah, look, sure, every team has that now. Like you have a full array of stats, and it's all it's shown to us, and you know, it's easy.
Would it be down to your individual as well as the groups?
No, it was more the collective. Like, and look, we knew that as a collective. There's a few.
So, like, your turnovers are down.
Just different things. Sure, we could see it. Like passes were going astray and things weren't going right, and you know, then you watch back the second half and everything was sticking. And look, we changed a few little things up at half time, and they all worked. And then the subs came in and gave us a massive push towards the end.
The subs were huge.
They were huge. Yeah, for sure. Look, I'd hate to see Ryan Taylor, Ian Galvin, and Aaron Shine come in like that. You know, they're just electric, the three of them. I
know Gal is the club mate. We always have an eye on the club mates. Actually did a bit of analysis before the match showing King Galvin not clearing a ball. I said, what, I'd be shot at home, I was saying, you know. But for Ryan coming in, like, how well was he going in training? You hear bits and pieces. Because it's a Brian Lohan team, you hear very little. It was easier to get news in the 90s when we'd no phones.
Yeah, well, that's a great sign of the team. And look, and that's, we just want to keep it very tight, in a tight group, and look, that's the way we've been kind of looking at it, you know, all along. And since Brian has come in, we've made it that, you know, this is our group and this is our team, and we just look after one another. And look, in fairness to Ryan, he's put in some amount of work to get back, and like, it's been 12 hard months for him, and I know myself have been through that. And
the Saturday before the Wexford game, he was meant to have played in the game and was going well, but it was a big call out of Brian then to say, we'll take a bit of a chance here and we'll have him.
Yeah, I just think it had come a bit too early. Like, and from being there to myself and had one of those injuries, you kind of need those few weeks of training just to get the mind and body and head right. And I think it's more the headspace than anything else. And he probably could have made the Wexford game, but you know, he was getting that. He was only, I think, back training within a week or two of that, and to get that 4 weeks was huge. And he had been going excellent in training. But in saying that, Ian, Aaron that came in, they've all been fine in training, and you know, that's a testament to the group that we have.
You'd even be looking at it like from the RT box is kind of on line of the sideline, you know, on the Hogan. And then, like, it was just, we were going well and we were starting to get on top, really. And then I looked down, you'd be trying to see who's warming up. And I saw Shane Meehan. I said, he'd be a good man now to be turning into the stage, thinking if you're a defender, you don't want to see the likes of him. So we have great options.
Oh, huge options. And look, I think there's a 40-man panel there at the moment, and everyone's biting at the bit. And like, there's a change or two every day on the 26th, which is great. That's showing that there's lads, you know, fighting hard for it. And you know, there's a few lads there that will be very disappointed that they're not on it, you know, and that's a great thing to have within a group, and that's what you want. You need that. You need the starters, and as we call it, the finishers coming in.
Come here, you're at it a good while. There's good few connections with our team through your career, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, I was just actually in Scariff at a funeral and met Mike Mack briefly. He brought you in.
Yeah, like, look, it was
09.
09, yeah. We'd won the intermediate championship in 07, and in 08 we went on to win the senior championship the year after. So, and then obviously Mike brought me in after that. Then, and in 09 we went on to win the All Ireland Munster and under 21 for the first time for Clare. And yeah, it was kind of a bit of a crest of a wave there for a while, and getting into the senior setup, and how times have changed, I suppose, since even back then. You know, I suppose that 21s team all got thrown in at the deep end, and look, we had a few
tough days.
We had a few tough days.
Yeah, it was a tough one up in Salt Hill, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think lads were even saying in the dressing room last year, geez, you've 64 games played. It was on the programme, and I think Tim Ryan turned to me, but you'd only 6 games played after 3 years, you know. So that tough day in Salt Hill, and then Fitzy took over, and look, we got on a bit of a good run then after that again.
13, obviously, starting off, disappointment, I suppose, Munster, and then get it going, and Clare were coming with a wet sail. Really, you felt maybe lucky. Donald's point, like, we're lucky. Yeah. But I mean, the replay, 3 weeks as well to try get ready again, and it was just a magic night in Jones's Road, wasn't it? With the darkness and
yeah, like it was just one of those special nights, like a Saturday night. I think there's nothing better in a game on a Saturday night, in my opinion. You know, and they're just super. You know, that it was becoming dusk near the end of it, and lights were on, and yeah, look, it was just a special moment. And I suppose back then I didn't respect it enough. I was 24.
I was going to say 24.
Yeah, and you know, we'd won, I suppose, a few years previous in '09, as you said, the under 21, and the club had gone well up to then, and then all of a sudden you had a few barren years, a lot of barren years, but
I would have said now that you were a racing cert to win an awful lot of medals.
Yeah.
I would say around 13, like we dominated the under 21 All Ireland. You must have been feeling like I'm going to get Munsters, I'm going to be here in All Irelands, and
you did, geez, big time.
Just
yeah, like,
didn't bar the league in 16, like just didn't happen, like.
True, a lot of and a few lads kind of left in, you know, like Bugler and Paddy and them, and they were hard within the group to replace, and we just couldn't click. Like we might play one good season and then have a very bad season or two, and that was a disappointing thing, you know, all along, and yeah, look, it wasn't one for trying, like, you know, we tried our hearts out to get there, but
we are Clare people. We only have 4, like, so
that's true.
We still appreciate the 13 one big time. But on then, like, I mean, I would have thought 18 was huge heartbreak, like that those semi-finals, you know, it's reminiscent of the weekend we're just after having, I suppose, in the semis, 2 brilliant games, and we just didn't win the replay. The width of a post, I think, was a part of the commentary coming into the final, you know, heartbreak with the width of a post, which Shani's won. And did you think around then that this isn't going to happen? Like,
it was disappointing, like very disappointing. I think we'd lost the quarter final in 17, and then I went on that great run in 18, and look, should have got to an All Ireland. We felt, but look, that width of a post away again, and then we were consistent again the next year. We got knocked out in the round robin on scoring difference.
That's right.
But again, we just had 2 bad games against Tipperary and Limerick, and then sure, like, then Brian came in, and then you're starting new afresh, you know, and the first year or two is always hard within a new setup, you know. You're trying to find your feet with new management and find your feet with new things, and year on year we've got better and better. But
did you know him before he went in?
No, not really, no. Like, only meeting him now and then, you know.
Crossing up,
yeah, I wouldn't like to cross him now, you know. But he's since he's come in, I think the Clare public have just got in behind us.
Unbelievable.
Like, the group we just love coming to training now, and it's just such good fun and enjoyment, and he's put massive responsibility on every player within the group to be better and better and better and take ownership on the field and off the field, and he's just been a breath of fresh air in my opinion, you know.
But he comes in, he makes you captain, and just before the COVID shuts us all down, you do the cruciate training. If you escaped another week, there'd have been no training.
There was no training. I think it was the last training
And
session.
then COVID, where was the head around then? Like, you couldn't even go past 5 kilometres, you know. And you know, when did you do surgery?
Actually, Leo Varadkar had announced him up on the steps the night before, and sure, I was nearly in tears thinking that the whole thing was being called off, and sure, when would I take this operation? And you know, my wife Michelle was trying to say, well, give him a ring, and you know, like, I'm sure it'll go ahead, like, and sure, I was there at home going cracked and nearly about to cry, and I said, look, we'll just take off in the morning, we'll get up there, and that was an eerie road up that morning.
Got it done.
And got it done that next morning, and thankfully, sure, it was just get back on the road to recovery.
I know. And in some ways, I think you might have referred that it nearly helped you.
Massively.
Yeah.
No, I got on top of all little ailments and injuries that I had, and the back issue, and loads of little things that were at me, and I just focused so hard on it. And I suppose COVID gave you that time to sit down.
A lot of people would have you in Clare, and they love you, of course, our supporters, as this Iron Man, like, you know. Put him centre back, put him full forward, put him wing forward, midfield, wherever you like. But then it was fascinating to know that you the guy's name now escapes me, the lad in Mullingar.
Yeah, Shane.
He's a rehab clinic and all that, and all the other stuff, changing your diet and all that. if I was telling that to lads outside in the bar, they'd say, John Conlon has a steak every day. But you just have to give yourself the chance for the longevity. And I suppose we've all referred to TJ and Hoggy as well, that you just have to change it up. Whereas when I was going, just go. I'm not changing anything, I'm just going.
I'd look at any percent that I could find, and luckily, thankfully, I found Shane Flynn up there, and he sorted out the little ailments in my back and different things like that, and I've had great help with all the physios and S&Cs, and with Adrian last year, Adrian O'Brien, and Lucas this year. They've opened my eyes to different avenues and different things to work on, and I suppose as you just got older, you learn more. If I could go back 10 years and give my 24-year-old, or what am I, 35 now? My 25-year-old more advice, it would be great. But you just try and find those inches, and thankfully, I do think even going back centre back has given a new lease of life. And I was
going to say that you just recover from your cruciate, and you're down in the pitch in Clonlara, practicing your shooting, and the boy says to you, what about number 6? Now come here, I went to see Clarecastle and yourselves in a club match below in Shannon, and you were Sean Stack, I had you 6, so it wasn't completely new to you. You had played a bit at club level.
Yeah, I played club level, and I remember I went back, I think at the time, John, you had the club championship in April.
Yeah, the 2 rounds.
And I went back into training with Davy inside, and Davy, first thing I hear anyway, there's no way you're going back to it. So, but look, I suppose it was a thing that maybe Brian and the lads had seen me do it back in 2015 for the club, and maybe they're looking to fill that position. And look, I don't care where I play, as long as I'm wearing a Clare jersey. So
it has gone unbelievable for you, really, like all-star centre back last year. Is some move that has worked out for you and for Clare?
Yeah, look, I probably feel it's given me a few more years out the other side. I'm certainly a lot fitter now than I was, 7-8 years ago. I'm looking after my body so well and looking after myself, and I suppose when you're playing centre back, you're always involved in the game, and you're constantly trying to communicate and direct lads, and I like that side of things too. So it's been a good change for me, and I think I've learnt a lot. If I was going over a team, I think all players should nearly play a bit in the backs and a bit in the forwards just to see what goes on,
Start of this year, we start winning league games. And I don't get involved at all, but I'd send the odd good luck text maybe to Ken, who's my club mate, Ken Ralph, and I'd say, you're going all out for this league, eh? Want to keep winning matches anyway, he said. And that seemed to be a change, and it led to meeting and beating Kilkenny in a league final. Was that significant?
I suppose the 2 years previous, we've kind of had up and down league campaigns and not really gone for it. But I suppose at the start of the year, the big thing was that Tony was injured, and obviously Shane wouldn't, it doesn't usually come back until March. And we kind of, I was after coming back a bit later as well, and a few others, and you had to find new lads, and the good thing over the last 2 years, we've been kind of building a strong enough panel, but now they had to go out and fly, I suppose, you're going to put it that way. And they did, in fairness, you had Keane Galvin, Darlow, and all them came in, and Conor Lean, and we found new lads, and they got thrown into the deep end, and they've it was either sink or swim, and they've swam, and which is great, and fair play to them, they've made our panel really strong, and 1 to 40 now, it's as strong a Clare panel as I've ever been involved in.
Talk to me a small bit about the resilience. People have said to me, like the park this year now, I was off and I was just there, and I'm terrible when I'm not working. I'm bad enough when I'm working, but I'm just there supporting. I'm hurling every ball, kind of, Yeah. But the walk to the car from the park that day, and that multiplied by 40 for ye, and then you go down to Cork the following weekend, and where does this resilience? I mean, we would struggle to come back, my team, the following year. The pain would be so bad, and the downness and the low stuff, as Gilly would say. But you're an incredible bunch to pick yourselves up and go again.
Yeah, we've a good bunch. We've built a lot over the last few years, and what I'm really proud about the bunch is we've got a lot of sucker punches and always come back fighting after it, and that's a real testament to the group. Over with 2020 22, 23, 24, we've been as consistent as any team in the country, bar your Limerick, you know. So so we're very proud of that. But yeah, look, that was a hard day. The first day we went out against Limerick, we played
so
really well
for
for
so long.
55 minutes and used the ball really well, and but just a few malfunctions in defence and a few things that we did wrong. But we learnt loads from that game, and it brought us forward to the next game and throughout the year that we keep using every day now, you know. So I suppose after the Munster final, the two previous were probably worse. We came out of that Munster final kind of more annoyed and kind of saying that we hadn't, you know, in all the matches we played against Limerick up to then, we performed, you know, and we just didn't bring that level of performance that we know is always there. And Brian gave us 6 days off, and you bounced into training Saturday morning, and just the feeling within the group was just, you know, parked the bus. We obviously took the learnings from it, but we parked the bus, and this is a new competition, let's go again. And you know, if you went in on the Tuesday night or the Wednesday night, and lads would be still feeling sorry for each other, where by the time Saturday had come, they were actually
dying for it,
missing each other, you know, which is a good thing. And that just shows you how close the group has got. And yeah, like we've really built a massive unity within that group, which is and friendships.
The semi-final comes along, and it's them again, and I suppose no matter beating them in the league, it's still a massive score to kind of settle. And I know you've mentioned half time, but I had a bit of a rant on the telly. There wasn't that much said, was there? I was saying someone has to take it by the scruff of the neck. You were kind of saying nobody really had to. Was it just the look in the eyes of each other? I was saying, is this it? Yeah. Up in the studio. And was there just a look, like at fellas that have been through, you've been together so long, a lot of you?
Yeah, I think we always said it wasn't any roaring or anything. It was just, this isn't good enough, and we're hardly going leaving it like that, like, you know. And we just went out and said, just keep ticking away at the scoreboard. And unknown to everyone, I suppose the breeze was very strong the same day, you know, but we kept tipping away, and you could see that we were getting back into the game. And I think we got it back to 3, and even and we conceded the goal then again, you know. And I remember going to Tony just saying, just keep the scoreboard ticking, keep saying that along. And Tony got a great score straight away. Sure. And we got back to 5 and then 4, and then you could just feel the crowd getting in behind us again. And you know, everyone just put the shoulder to the wheel and did their bit. That was the most important thing. Everyone did their job. You know, Aidan scored his points. And
where were you when that Richie Reid free was lobbed in? Were you right under it?
I was underneath it. Yeah,
there was a lot of hurleys there.
Oh, there was. Yeah, I never thought I'd do a two-handed bat as hard as I could, but there was vibrations.
Did you make contact?
I don't know. It was either myself or Ava. Anyway, the two of us were the two going with the full-on bat. So
it's great feeling to be back in the final.
It's exciting. Like it's
fantastic.
Like, it was great to be going into training there, and you could see all the flags around the county, and you know, people selling them, and you know, just the buzz that's around even my own parish at home, you know. So just everyone's looking forward to it, John, and I suppose can't wait for it.
Johnny,
So
best of luck.
Makes sense.
Best of luck.